Hey there, and welcome back for day 12 of 14 days of safety and uncertainty. Today, I'm gonna tell you why I always sign off saying be brave, and I'm gonna introduce you to your most formidable adversary moving forward if you're gonna try using these actions and the type of thinking that's gonna help you in uncertainty. So over the past 12 days, we talked about the attitudes that are really surprising superpowers in complexity and uncertainty, and that's humility and curiosity, respect, vigilance, and open-mindedness always will help you. We talked about the actions of not dismissing weak, tiny little signs that things are going wrong, trusting your gut and then acting early, speaking the truth, seeking the truth, poking that bump or discrepancy so that you can engage ambiguity and get some real feedback fast so you can figure out what it is what you're dealing with. Also, the power in seeking those diverse perspectives because other people can see what you can't. So as you go to do this, I can tell you from first-hand experience, you're going to meet a formidable adversary. And this adversary knows you very, very well. That's because it's you. These behaviors are not easy, nor are they really your first nature. You're going to come up against these invisible pressures that are going to kind of push you to not doing these things. You're going to say, will I look silly? Will people say I'm overreacting? What if I get in trouble for speaking up? All of these things are very real, so I don't want to dismiss them, and I want to share with you what happened to me. But why I know you can trust them. So in 2017, I was in quite a bad horse accident. It's a very long story, but there were 7 hospitalizations. And every time, my symptoms of what was happening were so weak. So from the very beginning of driving to the ER saying, I don't want to do this, and literally saying, you're engaging ambiguity, only to find out, in fact, I did have 2 subdurals, to coming back and saying, I know I have an IVC filter, but why do I have this pain in my back? And sure enough, having a PE just 2 weeks after the IVC filter. Time and time again, I applied the thinking and actions, and I can tell you that it saved my life. And I was pretty proud of myself, actually, and pretty thankful that I had learned this. However, there was one day where I had an appointment. It was after they had fixed the one bleed. And I told the doctor I was feeling great. And I turned and I walked out through the lobby of that hospital. And as I walked through the lobby, I had the exact same symptoms that I had the first time. Felt like little invisible hands pressing down on my shoulders. No nausea, no vomiting, no headache. I felt like my world had shrunk to like a pinpoint moment that was testing everything I knew about safety and uncertainty. I turned around, I walked back to his office, and I waited half an hour till he finished with his last patient. When he came out, he said, what are you doing here? And I said, you're not going to believe this. I said, but everything in my life has kind of led me to understand that I shouldn't dismiss small signs that things are going wrong. And I know I just told you that I was fine, but I felt that crazy pressure. And he said, well, what do you think we should do? I said, well, I think I need another CAT scan. And he said, well, it's Friday night. I said, well, what do we do? He goes, we'll get one early next week. And you know what I said? Okay. The next time I heard my doctor's voice, he was saying, well, I'm here. I can push her. And I was going to the OR with no prep, and I was unable to move the right side of my body. So even though I had done really well with weak signals, it comes up again and again, and that fear, and you're going to have all kinds of pressures working against you not to do it. But I'm going to tell you that you can trust these actions, not just because I'm telling you, but because thousands and thousands of people who work in high-risk, dangerous work have learned that these behaviors will keep you safer. So that is my encouragement to you, that if you're trying out any of these new things and they're feeling uncomfortable, that's normal. You have to practice. Over time, it will get easier and easier. I'd be happy to hear your stories about what happened to you and how things are working out for you. My email is Lauren, Laurin, at BeHighlyReliable.com. And just to remind you, if things are falling apart, and I am seeing with the coronavirus, as people are having to quickly create new ways of doing things, everybody's so stressed that it's hard to do your what ifs. Please go to my website, download the infographic, and before you make the big decisions, ask questions 1, 2, and 3. They will serve you well. Anyway, till tomorrow, be brave, be well, and thank you for your work.